right, so I am in a different, as you see, space, and it might be a little loud. Maybe not right now because it's 11 o'clock in the morning here, but it might get a little bit loud because they're tearing down a building, like the house next door, and then the house next door to them, and you can't see it because that's like the front of the house. And the house next door over there, the house next door to that is getting torn down. Like I see the crane sometimes move, and they're tearing down the building next door to the house next door to me. So it might get a little loud from time to time. So plus I'm on the upstairs part of the house, and I needed some place with better lighting because I really didn't feel comfortable addressing the topic that I'm going to address. Behind the screen that's basically me sitting like on a throne and stuff. It just more felt like a kind of read the room kind of situation. So, and it's going to be hard for me to address this because I have so many conflicting emotions for a Lolita vlog, and I don't really know what to do about this situation. So here is what happened. So on Friday, something came through across my desk where basically they were like, it was somebody had posted on Facebook that Doki shopping service, which is a Taobao proxy service, they're no longer accepting orders from an assload of companies. Like a whole shitload of companies, some of which we know, like To Alice, which they do a lot of like angelic pretty-esque prints. To Alice, Surface Spell, which I'm shocked at Surface Spell. I'm looking at the list now. Souffluffle Song, I am shocked and appalled at you, Souffluffle Song. And Pumpkin Cats, which was my beloved Royal Corgi series. So the reason all of this has come out, and there's like way more on this list, and I'll post a link to their to Loki Doki's what is this, a Google document. I'll post a link to that. But the reason why they're no longer accepting orders from those companies that I named in a fucking veritable cavalcade of others. You see this? You see this list? It's just stretching into eternity here. The reason they're doing this is because it came out that these companies were using cotton from basically Uyghur slave labor. Okay, so I'm gonna blanket, like cut down and blanket statement a lot of it's a deep topic, and we're all adults here. Let's just say I am assuming anybody who watches my channel is an adult. I doubt sincerely anybody is under 18 watching my particular channel, because my particular breed of insanity is primarily geared toward adults. So we're all adults here. I encourage you to look deep into the situation. I will post a link to one of probably the better stories that I've heard about the Uyghur situation from John Oliver of Last Week Tonight. He did a deep dive into it like I want to say either a couple months to like a year ago. He talked about the Uyghur situation. But basically, there are a group of Chinese people in China who are Muslim, and their whole region is being basically eradicated by the Chinese government because the Chinese government doesn't like them because they're Muslim. The claim from China is we're just collecting these people to re-educate them and to get them jobs. No, you're collecting people because you don't agree with them for whatever fucking reason in your weird little brains, and you just want to torture people and make everybody's day all fucked up and shitty. So basically, their community is undergoing a mass bad genocide because the Chinese government is just shady. Let's just say the shit out loud. The Chinese government is shady. They do a lot of things that I really do not like and agree with. One, they have this whole awful, terrible Uyghur situation. Two, they have this whole social capital, which that was literally the subject of a Black Mirror episode. It was literally the nosedive episode. You ever see that nosedive episode of Black Mirror? That's what the fuck they're literally doing right fucking now in China. And I guess they saw nosedive and was like, oh, hold my beer, because I didn't know we could fucking do this. And that's literally what the fuck they did. I do not agree with that. I think it's gross, because with that social capital, basically, if your social capital isn't high enough, you can't get on a fucking bus or train. You can't go any fucking place. And it's gross. They have this whole narc culture where basically if you hear somebody having whispers or questioning the government, you can narc on your neighbor, you can narc on your husband, your wife, your child, or who the fuck ever. You can narc on these people, and then you'll be rewarded handsomely by the government. I don't trust any fucking government that has narking culture, because there's something real gross and toxic about it. And that's literally how people get scooped the fuck up and end up dis-fucking-peered somewhere, either in a secret prison or they're fucking dead. They're gone and they're just not a problem anymore. I don't fucking trust shit like that, because you just know something bad's going down when it comes to narking ass culture. I don't like it. It does not make me happy. It does not fill me with warm, fuzzy feelings. It makes me, quite frankly, want to throw the fuck up. So you got the narc culture. You got scooping up Muslim people for no good ass reason culture. You just have all this random fucked up shit, and you're supposed to just walk around with a cheery fucking smile on your face. And the whole thing is just gross and toxic and horrifying. And China likes to play the Chinese government. Let's be clear, because I'm sure they're just people in China just trying to make the best of the situation that they have. I'm going to say the Chinese government just wants you to walk around like it's nothing the fuck happening. And it's real gross and fucked up, and it needs to fucking stop. So enter into Lolita into all of this. So last week it came out that a bunch of companies, Burberry, which is a luxury fashion brand, I do believe Nike, and it went all the way down the pike to H&M. They were all like, you all are using slave labor for the cotton to make our stuff. That's gross. We don't want any part of it. So we're not going to use cotton from you anymore. We're going to find our own source of cotton. And Chinese government was like, oh, well, fuck these companies. Let's blacklist these companies. We don't need them. Tra-la-la-la-la. We're going to do our own thing. They pulled that MGTOW shit. We're going to go our own way. We're going to do this, and we're going to blacklist these companies. They had H&M so fucked up that basically H&M, they shut down stores. They fucking you couldn't get a taxi to go to a store that might have probably been open. You couldn't find your shit online. They just completely just shut it down, because again, the Chinese government is going to Chinese govern and just be kind of toxic, shiesty, and gross. So how Lolita got into this was the companies that I mentioned, To Alice, Pumpkin Cats, Surface Spell, Souffluffle Song. They all get cotton from slave Uyghur labor. And oh God, I knew it was going to happen one day, where basically it was going to come out that some Taobao brand somewhere was using torture labor, basically, or child labor. It was going to be something bad. I always knew it was going to be bad, because it's Taobao, it's China. It's going to probably some kind of way be gross. So, and it came out that those brands and these hosts of others were some of the ones that were dealing in that cotton. Now, Souffluffle Song went on a whole, well, we support this cotton because this cotton is amazing and it's popping, and they had like a whole fucking shirt or some shit. I don't know. I could never get like the full answer to that one, because somebody had posted online that they had like a Souffluffle Song had a t-shirt, we support this region's cotton. I want to say Xinjiang, but I don't remember. And I know, even if I could remember, because I remember it had 2 X's in the name, and I know pronunciation, I just can't remember how it's pronounced. I am sorry. So, and again, we're all adults here. I encourage you to do your due diligence. I will be posting links to stuff. So, yeah, Fluffle song went the extra gross mile. But when I think about it, where else can they go? It's not like these companies, and I know we want our companies to be ethical. This is fucking Chinese government we're talking about. They shut down H&M. What the fuck do you think they're going to do to a Lolita brand? They would be gone as shit. And it's like, these businesses should have the courage to speak out. You can't. This is not look, when you are not from a country that has these kind of fucking problems, it's hard for you to imagine that any of this is humanly possible to go on in the 21st century. So basically, the long and the short of it is this. Even if they dared to support any of this stuff that the protesters against this cotton are doing, here's the real tea on this. I wanted to say the 411 showing my age, but there are 2 Chinese billionaires at present sitting in fucking Chinese prison because they spoke out against the government. One guy is a Chinese agricultural conglomerate, because I'm looking at I want to say this is Vox. I'm looking at the article right now. I am not going to pronounce his name, but basically, he and more than 20 family members and company executives were scooped up and arrested last year on the 11th of November because they took issue with the Chinese government. Fucking billionaire. There was another guy who was a real estate mogul, another billionaire. He's in jail for 18 years. Let me reiterate this. That man, a billionaire, is in prison for 18 years because he disagreed with the way that the Chinese government handled the coronavirus. In prison for 18 years. When you look at some shit like that, like you would think, as an American, I would think a billionaire would be protected from having anything to fucking say about the government. But that's how it would be in America. That's how I'm sure it would be anywhere in Europe. Like, you can criticize your government and have a whole host of things to say that you don't agree with, but you're not going to get hauled off and put in jail for 18 years. These men are hauled off in prison. This one agricultural dude and a lot of his family members and members of his board, they're all sitting in jail because they had problems with the government. So you tell me what Soufflé Song can do besides say, oh no, we support it. We support this cotton, yay. I mean, maybe that's genuinely how they feel, but maybe they feel like, damn, I shouldn't be supporting this, but what fucking choice do I have? Because not having an opinion is actually the safest way to be. And yes, it should be, you should want to stand up for other people, but self-preservation is always going to come first because you're human and you want to, self-preservation is a genuine damn thing. You can't stand up to this. This is a no-win situation for everyone. So yes, you want people to stand up and do the right thing. You want people to I don't know, just be decent. But again, these companies are in a tight place. It's not like they're safe if some shit went down. I mean, I forgot to mention another egregious thing China's doing. Look at all the trouble they're going to reabsorb Hong Kong. They haven't been part of China in forever, but they are going to be part of China. Why? Because China's like, we want you back in our fold, and you're going to be back in our fold whether you like it or not. China or Chinese government is going to Chinese government. They're going to be gross and toxic because that is what they are, who they are, and what the fuck they do. The people are just kind of caught up in the middle of all of this shit, and it's fucked up. And I don't see where there's ever going to be an out for that. I mean, they hide their history. You can't look up what happened at Tiananmen Square in China. Most people don't even fucking know about it. And if you know about it, you choke that shit down. Like, I heard something, but I don't know what the fuck I heard. I heard it was some kids in a park playing. That's what I heard. So you're in an unwinnable situation there. So, and I know you're like, well, Achan, what does this have to do with me? Because I don't have to buy from Pumpkin Cat, Surface Spell, or the other places. No, you don't. Well, what if you have stuff like me? I have stuff that I still love royal corgis. I just don't know if I'm going to wear that anytime soon, which sucks because that outfit is truly one of my favorite fucking Lolita outfits to wear. I have one of my Sue Fluffle song outfits here, and that's a nice outfit to wear every now and then. But again, I don't know if I feel comfortable wearing it because I know somebody was tortured in the making of it. And I did say this once before, that I know my Taobao stuff, I know somebody was fucking tortured in the making of this. So it's like, what can you do? I don't know. As far as the Chinese government is concerned, they're just gonna Chinese government and be real disgusting to their citizens. The only way I could see China even remotely kind of changing a little teeny bit is the entire world, and I don't mean just the United States, just the European Union, just the UK. No, I mean every fucking country in the world would have to collectively just agree to divest their money out of China. Just be like, nope, we're not doing it. The United States, you're kind of fucked because China, from what I understand, is the largest holder of American money, which is really not fucking good, but oh fucking well. So that is the only way I can see the Chinese government like maybe stopping for like a tiny fraction of a second if everybody just all nations on earth are like, China, get your shit together or we're leaving. We're packing our shit and we're going. And businesses are not going to want to hear that. Business is going to want to business. Businesses' focus is to make money, and they can't stand, and that's like a huge market, a huge untapped market for most businesses. They're not going to want to divest from China. You know how much money I'm getting? You know that Wuhan is like, or not Wuhan, renminbi, I think is what it's called. I want that renminbi. Like, can you think about people first? Like the renminbi. So, okay. People are getting tortured, raped, and killed here, and you just concerned about lining your pockets. That's gross. But I get it. Former business major, I get it. But you should kind of consider, because if people are dead, how much money can you make if everybody's fucking dead? Like, seriously, can we think for like a second? Can we not have such short-term, short-sighted thinking? So, yeah, I get it. Like, you want the cash. I got you. But that's the only way I could ever see China, maybe for a fraction of a second, just stopping their bullshit and just like, okay, I'll stop with the bullshit now. And like, okay, but that's not going to happen. I guess what we all can do, because it's hard to say what you as an individual can do. No, you do not have to support those companies. And I know some of you are probably like, oh, well, it's Taobao. I only buy from like Japanese brands. And it's just like, okay, so what would you do? If this is a thought exercise that you don't have to answer to me, but this is a thought exercise. What would you do if it was Innocent World or Baby the Stars Shine Bright or God help a lot of you fucking Angelic Pretty? What if it came out Angelic Pretty was using that region in China, using that cotton? What the fuck would you do then? So that's a thought exercise for you. For me, honestly, I struggle with this because I want to do the right thing and I want to help. So, but there's this little gnawing part of my stupid brain. It's like, but what if something's really pretty and we really want to wear it? You gotta stifle that selfish, egotistic side of yourself, Achan, and do the right thing to help people. Because by not supporting that, then, you know, it'll make things better. Although the fucked up part is, and this was before all of this came out, I think I want to say Friday, that news came down to me Saturday. The day before Friday, I was watching something, and basically a company was trying to do the right thing, and it didn't have to do with the cotton. It had to do with something else. Some company, I was watching a documentary, was trying to do the right thing, but they had outsourced some of the supply line. This is getting into the weeds with economics, but a company that made clothes was getting parts from, like, they had outsourced where they got the materials to make said clothes from. Turns out that some of the supply chain from the places they were getting to make some of the material from were using some kind of child labor, or like it was a sweatshop or some shit. And unless you were going to have tight ass reins on your supply line, it's really hard to know where shit is coming from. And a lot of shit is made in China. Hang on, let me prove this to you. Hold on a second. So I'm back. So I had to go and look because I was curious of all the brands that I have. I couldn't get a read on where my Strawberry Innocent World dress came from. It didn't say where it was made. One of my both Baby to Starshine Bright dresses are made in Japan. My Mom dress is actually made in Japan. So, but that, like I said, I was talking about supply lines earlier. We don't know where they got the supplies for that. But Baby to Starshine Bright blouse, made in China. This was made in the Philippines, which is, I guess, okay. And this and my other AP outfit, Toy Harmony, made in China. So if it came out that Innocent World was using cotton because it seems like some of their outfits are manufactured in China, how apt would you guys be to just walk away from until they changed their stance on stuff? No, you're not gonna, again, if it's a supply line thing, if they're getting, say, like the Innocent World strawberry dress was made in Japan, but they had materials made in China. Again, it's really hard to have control over a supply line, especially if you outsource that supply line. You should try to keep it, but businesses are not going to keep track of that kind of thing. They have other things, other deadlines that have to be met, and sometimes things just slip through the cracks. But I'm saying, if it came out, yeah, you can sit on your moral high horse when it's not affecting you, but what if it does? So what do you do then? So I will post links to like doing your due diligence, because I'm not going to shove my moral compass down anybody's throats. We're all adults here. We should look up what's going on, look at the situation, and decide for ourselves what we want to do. I don't know what I want to do yet. I'm basically at a point where I'm kind of like, I don't know what I can do to help. I know I don't have to support Sue Fluffle's song, which I am very disappointed in you, Sue Fluffle, but I understand what's happening. But this is a no-win situation. Like I said, the Chinese government is not going to change. They have no incentive to. And really, it seems like if you bite them even a little bit, like you're not even biting hard, they just lash out like fucking crazy people. So, I mean, Chinese government is going Chinese government. But as for me as an individual person, I can just do my best to try to support the groups and the people that are trying to make this situation better, not worse. And that's pretty much what I encourage you guys to do. I encourage you guys to do research, do your own due diligence, and make the best choices for you and hopefully for somebody down the road who is being forced to make the materials to make the thing that we love. We hate seeing I hate seeing something that I love just turn into a big gross bag of trash because a government doesn't know how to treat fucking human beings. It's like, unless somebody's doing some shit directly to you, why the fuck you fucking with them? Why can't you just let them live their lives? They're not bothering you. They're paying their taxes. They're not wilding or doing anything wrong or bad. You're just being dickish about it. Stop being dickish about shit, China. Get your shit together and I don't know, stop fucking torturing your fucking citizens. You didn't ask to be born in China. All you just want to do is just live a normal, good life and not have the Chinese government haul over your shit if you breathe so much as a wrong thing that they don't like. So, and I know their rebuttal is, well, how could you have a moral stance when you're American and Americans have done shit? I'm not saying America hasn't done egregious fucked up shit. Stop doing that whataboutism, bitch, and focus on your dumb ass, because you're doing the wrong thing. Of course America's doing the wrong thing. We are the kings of doing the wrong fucking thing. Or I should say the president of doing the wrong fucking thing. So, like, in all honesty, the fucked up pot can't call the fucked up kettle fucked up because everybody knows we're fucked up. So get the fuck over yourself, stop doing that whataboutism, and fix your shit. So this is such a hard one. It's so weird having to have this discussion, but I knew it was coming. I knew a reckoning was coming. I was like, it's coming. It's in the air. I feel it coming my way, and I don't know what to do with it because it's such a difficult, no fucking win situation. So I'm sorry I can't have anything uplifting to say, but I will post links. I will make sure everybody knows what the fuck is going on with this situation. And all I can do is, if you can't help, at least don't hurt. So I guess that's all I have. So I got a hanger in my hand, but hopefully next time we can have a nice uplifting conversation. And until that point, later.